Welcome back to the Small Business Success Audiobook Series. I'm Mike Hayes, and with me today is Gary Patterson of the Fiscal Doctor. Now, the Fiscal Doctor approach has many facets to it. Gary is both a speaker, he's a coach, and he's giving us a clinic today about sustainable profit growth. Gary, welcome.
I look forward to helping people and show there can be passion, if not fun, passion at least in these financial and fiscal topics.
In this topic, you got to love passion. So let's get right to learning more about sustainable profit growth. So Gary, tell us about it. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by sustainable, profitable growth?
You have to have all the pieces. So I'm going to do it. I'll try to be brief on the other side. Everybody wants to grow because if you don't grow in your company, you slowly die and go out of business. Unfortunately, some people grow, but they don't understand that you want profitable growth because otherwise you don't last very long. And the other item is, but to do this right, you need sustainable, profitable growth, meaning what you're doing to get that profitable growth will keep going, or you have a mechanism so that you can change when the market tells you need to, and then you will, sustainable, over a long period of time, make a nice amount of money.
That's one good reason it's important to our listeners, but give us all the reasons.
The biggest reason really on these things is Bill told me, one of my mentors, he says, Gary, let's don't make things too complicated. What he said, here's what you got to do, Gary. We got to grow that top line. We want to keep more of the bottom line, and here's the real reason. When you do that, life is a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more less stress. And for anybody in our audience, I'll say the same reason. When you make money consistently, whatever you want to use it for, you've got the funds there. The biggest issue I help under people is an awful lot of companies, they have a gap between where they are and where they want to be in terms of those financial results. I derive a lot of pleasure helping my clients close that gap so they always feel clear and confident about their financial future.
Now, I know you're a great communicator, speaking, coaching, etc., but give us a kind of a little bit more information about the series. Tell us about the fiscal clinic system.
Compare this really to a doctor. Every business, whatever size you have, needs a financial or fiscal doctor. When you go for your health, you get a checkup, diagnosis, treatment, and wellness. Same thing here. Checkup is going to be at a high level, and I'm glad to talk a little more on these things with it, is where are you really? What are the basics? If I gave you a checklist to look at, you could find out, are you well? Are you sick? You could at least come up with the idea of, do you have some symptoms? Should you come talk to me? If you do, you want a checkup. You want to say, something's wrong. Come look at my business. Come look, just like you asked your doctor. How are we going to find out what you have? Because until we know what's wrong with you, we can't do treatment to get you well. And the whole reason to do all of this is wellness. Your business, you want it to keep making money consistently in a way that gives you a little more fun in life.
Well, if you don't have your health, you really don't have much. So I think that's true in business too. So let's concentrate on this. What are the basic topics in this series? Can you give us a short summary?
Well, in the checkup, think of it this way. It's going to be some version of optimizing your financial GPS. Where are you where you want to be? The second topic, people like this. I'll help you avoid 5 of the most common mistakes in growing your business. You got an idea of a checkup. Yep, we want to go deeper, Gary. You want to move to diagnosis. In some version, we can create a title just for you. If you looked at this as an X-ray, what are the key fiscal mistakes you might be making in your business? And then growth boosters, risk reducers, I call it. Let's grow the company or reduce a risk. Now we know sort of what you got. Treatment really is going to be some version of unlocking some financial jargon. I hope it shows through finance, numbers, strategies. Matter of fact, people say if you scratch me and please don't, an Excel spreadsheet would pop out on how to make more money. Key to this one though is most people don't know how to get what I'll call unlimited funding and C-suite approval for this, because that's what it takes to treat things. You've got to get your fair share and more of scarce resources. And then to get well, what are your growth opportunities? And, this one may be more strategic. I call this scheduling, your booster shot. Let's keep you well and keep you there. And Then we get into some more esoteric things. The whole gist, let's help you make more money.
Gary, I got to say, just from listening to your voice, hearing you tell your own story, I can tell you're definitely passionate on this topic. Why are you so passionate about this?
Well, this is an audio. If you could see me live as I help other clients, you would see a whole lot of gray hair that didn't used to be there. If I'm sorry to allow that one. And if we really look, there's a few too many scars. Really, there's no reason they should go through some of the pain and anguish that I had to helping these companies. You help 200 or more companies as every C-suite officer, finance, operations, systems, tech, the CEO, EIO. I've made every mistake at least once. And why should you make these same mistakes? So benefit from the 30 years track record I've got. So you don't have to go through it. You save a few gray hairs.
I'm sure, Gary, that your experience has cost you a lot. So let me ask you this. Can we afford you?
You can't afford not to have me, is the standard answer people would have there on this. I think you're going to be quite pleasantly surprised. And like a lot of people, glad to have a complimentary introductory virtual coffee, what we call it in Atlanta, have coffee breakfast with you. If I can get you started with a short conversation, that may be fine. More of the time, anywhere from around $1,000 is a minimum to something more significant if you need it. We'll tailor this for use, sort of like use guys, you all, your own unique situation, YOUS. And you can definitely afford me. We'll make something work somehow, some way.
Now, do I need to jump into the $1,000 river, or is there a way that I can have a chat with you, kind of a strategy session, maybe get to know each other a little bit better? And how do we find you?
If you go to fiscaldoctor.com, FISCALDOCTOR.com, on the Contact Me page, there's something there that's got a couple. Just give me a little background information. Say, Gary, I'd like to talk to you. And then we can have a productive meeting. I'll ask you just give me a little idea what we're talking about so that I'm not dancing around too much. And yeah, you're right. In 15 or 20 minutes, we can really quickly come back and say, I can help you. You've got pneumonia. You've just got a small cough. Take a financial aspirin, and that's all you need. We'll find out what we have, but diagnosis without consultation is malpractice. Same things work in terms of the money side of the world.
I'm sure you can put some more meat on the bones with the strategy session if you learn a little bit more too. Now, most of my friends that could use your help in business have a staff or crew or team. Can we share this audiobook and information with colleagues and friends?
Yeah, please do. Again, I have a passion to help people so they don't have to do some of the things I did and learn. There's no sense reinventing the wheel. I love helping entrepreneurs, leaders, because that's what drives the world. And most of the people who are really good leaders in that, they don't want to be a CPA, CFO. They would just as soon not worry about this financial stuff, but they want to know enough about it to know they're doing the right things.
All right, Gary, thanks for this quick checkup. I'd like to thank Gary Patterson of fiscaldoctor.com for joining us on our Small Business Success audiobook series.